Request for summoning of extraordinary meeting by the Central Working Committee of the National Assembly Legislative Aids Forum, NASLAF. Pursuant to Article 11.2, we, the undersigned, hereby request that you issue notice for the extraordinary meeting of the Central Working Committee. Recall that the last meeting of the Central Working Committee held on July 22, 2024, by Article 11.1, a meeting of the committee is to be held at least once in 2 months. It is over the period of 3 months since the committee meeting was held, which is in total breach of Constitution of NASLAF. This has left members in the dark about the happenings of NASLAF and has made us incapable of effectively representing the interests of the members of the NASLAF. It is for this reason, and in line with the Constitution of NASLAF, that we hereby request the issuance of notice of meeting of the Central Working Committee. And these are the undersigned.
Call the names that are signed.
Okay.
Zone and the names. Zone and the names.
Speaker.
This one is just the names. Audu Alfred, Nasarawa. Miko Soga Daniel, Benue. Victor Kayode Shaye Kwara. Mohammed Nasir Adejo, Kogi. Ajayi Adebayo, Kogi. Livingstone Aminu Yusuf, FCT. Lawal Aliu Mayaki, Niger. That's not central. Afan Sani, Katsina. Ishak Babasale, Kaduna. Mukhtar Dairu Gora, Kano. Sagir Sanusi, Zanfara. Wali Dairu, Kano. Said Hassan Mohammed, Jigawa. Aminu Dalhatu, Sokoto. Northwest. Northeast, Messi Irimia Adamawa. Abdurrahman Mustafa Bauchi. Raji Suleiman Adamawa. Hannatu Muhammad Gombe. And Aisha Musa Bauchi. Others are Kazim Olariwaju, Lagos. Tayo Avoshe, Lagos. Kilani Afis, Oyo. Olusada Olamilekan, Oyo. Sani Adeola Shakiru, Ogun. Adeyemi Olushola, Oshun. Tope Amira, Ondo. Aladeji Daramola, Ekiti. That's Southwest. Toyo Basi Akanimo Jim Akwa Ibom. Irekpen Bright Omogbai Edo. Mandi Simba Delta. Simon Abang Cross River. And last but not the least, Emerule Favor from Delta. These are the undersigned CWC members that call for the meeting. Next, I would like somebody to move a motion for someone that will preside since the chairman is absent in the meeting.
Observation.
Yeah.
Please, I think, okay, let's move on. Then we adopt our minutes when the presiding officer takes charge. Yes. Okay. So, somebody to move
move a motion, please.
My name is Emeka Nwala, CWC representing Ekiti State. I thereby move a motion that the vice should preside for this meeting. I so move.
Any seconder? Any seconder?
Seconded. I, Victor Kaudishai, second the motion.
Sir, can take over the floor.
Okay. A very good afternoon, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to this extraordinary meeting of Central Working Committee of NASLAF. It has come to our notice that the meeting has been summoned, signed by some of our colleagues, which I happens to be one of those agitated for that meeting. As you can see, or as we may recall, I think the last meeting we held was over 3 months, which is a clear breach of our Constitution, which states that at least a CWC meeting should be held at least once in 2 months to discuss the issues bordering NASLAF and legislative aids in general. So, having said that, we have a motion before us, ably submitted by our distinguished colleague. Gentlemen, I would want to call on the mover of that motion to do so for us to go on with the business of the day.
I think by our agenda, the secretary has information. I suppose.
First of all, I have
No, this is the agenda. Okay. Sorry. Forgive me. First thing first, I think the secretary needs to call out the agenda for us to adopt. Then before then, we'll now move for, yes. The secretary, you may wish to please call the agenda for us to adopt the agenda.
Okay. The agenda of the meeting is on 2 points. One, I received a letter from the executive passing a vote of no confidence on the chairman, Mr. Emeka Nwala. And I have the letter here, signed by
8 out of
8 out of 11 members.
Please.
And the second is a petition I received from CWC against Emeka Nwala with a lot of accusation on breach of NASLAF Constitution. And I have it here too. So that is the agenda of this meeting.
Okay. Thank you, able secretary. Distinguished colleagues, with your kind permission, I think we can now call for the adoption of the meeting. Any mover? Okay, you may go.
Mr. Chairman, my distinguished CWC members here seated at this crucial and critical extraordinary meeting of the CWC. I, Taiwo Avose, hereby move a motion that this agenda should be adopted. I so move. Thank you.
Any seconder?
I am Abdurrahman Mustafa, CWC from Bauchi. With this part, I have no other reason than to second this motion, so I so second.
Thank you. Okay, distinguished colleagues, I think we have no option rather than to go to the main motion. At this juncture, I would like to call on one of us to move this motion. Any mover of the motion? Okay. So sorry. Based on the petition received and having, unanimously adopt the motion, I would like us to invite the mover of this motion to come and move the motion, please.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Kaodeshaye, CWC Kwara. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Kaodeshaye, CWC Kwara. Having deliberated with other Central Working Committee members of the National Assembly Legislative Aids Forum today, 28th day of October 2024, and having gone through the various allegations of gross breach of NASLAF Constitution, I, Victor Kaodeshaye, hereby move a motion to suspend the chairman of NASLAF, Barrister Emeka Nwala, from the office to enable proper investigation into these matters. Thank you very much. Yes. Some of the prayers include that Mr. Emeka is hereby suspended immediately from the office of the chairman of the National Assembly Legislative Aids Forum. Secondly, the Vice Chairman, Honorable Ishak Baba Saleh, is hereby appointed as acting chairman to avoid a vacuum in the leadership of the forum. The acting chairman shall, along with the executive committee of the rest of the executive committee of the forum, ensure the effective representation of the interests of members of the forum in all matters, and to this in particular. Call for Congress to enable members of the forum meet and discuss issues affecting NASLAF. Immediately commence the amendments of the Constitution of the forum to make the body more robust, more representative, and broad-based. Thirdly, to ensure the timely meeting of the Central Working Committee. The forum secretariat must be opened immediately and keys handed to the secretary of the forum. On the basis of all of this, we still believe and we still agree that the chairman is hereby immediately suspended from office. Thank you very much.
Okay, any seconder?
Okay. Good day, the distinguished colleagues. I remain Oladeji Daramola, member representing Ekiti State. I supported this motion wholeheartedly that the chairman of NASLAF should step aside for now. I say second.
Okay. Distinguished colleagues, I think before proceeding with the before I should put on the question, there's a need for us to highlight a bit, some of this, ground in the petition. One, since assumption of office as the chairman of NASLAF, Barrister Emeka has failed to abide by the constitution of the forum and represent the collective interests of legislative aides. He has operated unilaterally without the regard and consultation with the bodies established by the Constitution to run the forum, that is the Executive Committee, ESCO, and the Central Working Committee. The following are grounds informing the suspension. 1. Running of forum unilaterally on a day-to-day basis without the input and consultation with the Executive Committee of the forum. The details of constitutional breach of this is Article 13I, or Article 13(1) of the Constitution vests the executive powers of the forum in the Executive Committee and places the day-to-day running of the forum on the ESCO. Mr. Nwala has disregarded this provision of the Constitution and has been running the forum on a day-to-day basis without the ESCO. 2. Individual representation of the forum in all matters without the ESCOs. Article 13(2) of the Constitution empowers the ESCO to represent the forum in all matters before the Senate, House of Representatives, National Assembly Service Commission, management, and other relevant agencies or organizations. In this case, Mr. Nwala has disregarded this constitutional provision and has been represented the forum on its own and without the consent and involvement of executive members. Unlawful setting of standing and ad hoc committees. Article 13(3) and Article 18(b) empowers the ESCO to set up ad hoc committees and standing committees, respectively. Mr. Nwala unilaterally formed and set up committees without recourse to the ESCO. 4. Setting of committees without regard to geopolitical spread. Article 18(b) states that the composition of standing committees shall reflect the 6 geopolitical zones and the 2 houses of parliament. The committee set up by Mr. Nwala is lopsided and does not represent geographical spread. 5. Locking of NASLAB Secretariat and denial of ESCO and NASLAB members access to the Secretariat. Mr. Nwala locked the NASLAB Secretariat and denied the ESCOs and NASLAB members access and the use of Secretariat despite the resolution of the ESCO that the Secretariat be open to ESCO and NASLAB members. Article 21I makes insubordination to the Executive Committee a ground for this disciplinary action. 6. Holding of meetings of Executive Committee in his own personal office and not at NASLAB Secretariat. Mr. Nwala treats the Executive Committee with no respect. He holds meetings of the Executive Committee in his office and not at Forum Secretariat, contrary to the resolution of the ESCO Committee that the meeting be held at Secretariat. 7. Failure to call for the meeting of Central Working Committee, a critical body of the forum. Article 11(1) mandates that the meeting of the Central Working Committee shall hold at least once every 2 months. The last time CWC meeting held was on Monday, 22nd July 2024, a period of over 3 months. 8. Failure to call Congress. Article 6(a) stipulates that Congress should meet at least once in a quarter of the year. Mr. Nwala has disregarded the Constitution and has failed to summon the meeting of Congress. 9. Running of the forum without a budget. Article 9(v) empowers the Central Working Committee to approve budget for the forum. Mr. Nwala has been running the forum without any budget approved. failure to follow up and constructively engage for the payment of 28 days to management aids. Mr. Nwala has failed to follow up and constructively engage for the payment of management aids of their 28 days allowances. Distinguished colleagues, I think this is what is written in the petition, and already it has been moved by one of us and subsequently seconded by one of the members of Central Working Committees. Distinguished colleagues, I would like to once again call out the prayers for our unanimous, agreement to this. Number one, is it the decision of the Central Working Committee of NASLAF to suspend immediately the chairman of NASLAF in person of Barrister Emeka Nwala? Just against say aye? Aye. Against say nay? Nay. Those in support. Should I put the question again? Yes. Those in support that the chairman of NASLAF, Barrister Emeka Nwala, should be suspended from his office, say aye. Aye. Against say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. 2, is it the decision of the Central Working Committee of NASLAF that the Vice Chairman, in person of Honorable Ishaq Basale, to be appointed as the acting Chairman of NASLAF to avoid vacuum in the leadership of the forum? Those in support of this prayer should say aye. Aye. Against say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. 3, is it the decision of the Central Working Committee that the acting chairman shall, along with the executive committee of the forum, ensure the effective representation of the interest of members of the forum in all manners, and to, in particular, 1, call Congress to enable members of the forum meet and discuss issues affecting NASLAF. 2, immediately commence the amendment of the constitution of the forum to make the body more representative and broad-based. 3, ensure the timely meeting of the Central Working Committee. Is it also the decision of the Central Working Committee of NASLAF to adopt these prayers? Those in support say aye. Aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. Lastly, is it the decision of Central Working Committee of NASLAF to direct for immediate reopening of NASLAF Secretariat and handed over the keys to the Secretary or Assistant Secretary? Those in support of this say aye. Aye. Against say nay. The ayes have it. So I think we are done with this petition of 18. Mr. Secretary, is there anything left from our agenda?
Closing prayers.
Adjournment.
Okay. Sorry?
Yes. Yes, please. If there's any comments, observation, please. Yes. So that we can reconvene proper for further engagement, please. Anybody, it can be anybody. In the absence of that,
I want to congratulate the acting chairman.
Can you kindly state your name?
My name is Victor Kayodeshaye, CWC Kwara. I want to, at this junction, congratulate the acting chairman on this momentous occasion, and to advise that because we have seen the pitfalls of the chairman, the suspended chairman, we want to advise that you do your duty according to the constitution of NASLAF, and to make sure that everybody is carried along, including the CWC. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Move for adjournment.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would want to appreciate and each and every one of us for taking time to exercise our fundamental rights. It only takes a lot of patriotism, and NASLAF at heart, the process we just conclude today. You will all agree with me, right from inception, the kind of yearning and aspiration, what we sold out to our fellow aides before we come on board was not what we are experiencing today. I want to quickly say that by the special grace of God, with every one of you on board, I'm sure we are going to take NASLAF to a better height. I wouldn't want to say much, but rather I would want to assure you that I will do everything humanly possible to ensure that we restore the past glories of NASLAF, and will ensure that we will sit down to provide a lot of solutions to our aides. A lot of things are bothering us. One of it is the issue of this incessant price hike of fuel. Of course, we know the federal government is trying its best to ensure that it supports, Nigerians and workers, to ensure that they give them support in that CNG initiative. By the grace of God, that will be the first, agenda of this ESCO and the CWC. We are going to work hand in hand to see that we take advantage of that initiative and bring, ease to our, fellow aides. And a lot of, initiatives we had on ground, we will revisit them. We'll revisit them and proper solution to that by the grace of God. So I would like to thank each and every one of you, especially the pressmen, the security agencies, present here. And also the issue of minimum wage, we are going to sit down and form the committee that will also work assiduously to see that, we've gotten something out of it. I want to thank you so much. May God, continue to bless NASLAF, National Assembly, and Nigeria at large. Thank you so much. So I would like to call on the mover of adjournment for this meeting, please.
My name is Honorable Mutan Ayogora, CWC from Kano State, also Financial Secretary NASLAF. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I plan to move a motion that this meeting to be adjourned to a later date. I so move.
Thank you so much. Any seconder?
Good afternoon all. My name is Mandy Escaudan, CWC Delta. I'm standing here on behalf of the women of NASLAF to second the adjournment of this meeting to a later date. Thank you and congratulations.
So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, I think we have come to the end of this meeting, and I hereby declare this meeting, I declare the adjournment of this meeting. So, yeah, thank you so much. All right.
We'll just take pictures. I just want to take pictures until when everything is sorted out.
So now is press brief. Yes. You are officially.
My name is Toyo Abasi Jimmy. I am PRO1. As you may be aware, this extraordinary meeting of which physical decisions were taken involving NASLAC. One of such resolutions that we resolved, the CWC members resolved that Emeka Nwala is suspended from office as the chairman of NASLAC. In his place, in order to avoid vacuum, we have appointed the vice chairman, Ishak Baba, to become the acting chairman. This decision was not taken lightly, but with all seriousness, because we care about the interests and welfare of members. And we want a leadership that will be able to engage in order to secure this welfare for members. One of the things that we are looking at is ensuring that the minimum wage which the federal government has, the minimum wage law, which the federal government has signed into law, the aides stand to benefit from it. And that can only happen with effective leadership, which we believe Ishak Baba Saleh will be able to render to NASLAC. So thank you so much.
My name is Ishak Baba Saleh.
Congratulations on your office.
Thank you so much.
So what are you going to do differently? And you've seen where the past, let me say, as the suspended chairman has fallen. What are you putting in place not to fall the same victim?
It's simple. It's by carrying everybody along. I'm sure, with the caliber of people here, as you can see, there are people of capacity, people that have something to offer, people that are willing to dedicate their time, their resources, their energy to ensure that the proper solution to the lingering issues affecting our fellow aides and NASLAF in general. So I'm assuring you that we are going to go back to the drawing board and to ensure that we map out all the strategies, ways we explore our connection, to ensure that we have bring relief and solution to the issues affecting NASLAF. All right.